Hi everyone, welcome back to my last and final show of the semester. This week I am joined with my friend Jess Stevens. She is a junior here at Bellarmine and she is a biology major, pre-PA.
Yes.
And starting in January, she is going to be the president of Knights Nation. Are you excited for that? Obviously you're excited.
Yes, I am.
How has it been so far this year leading up to going into the new semester?
Well, this year, Cash Brainer, who's like the current president, kind of came up to me and was like, Jess, like, you want to be the vice president? Like, you know, you come to all the games and stuff. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, you know, let's do it. And I know during COVID, like, you know, Knights Nation kind of like almost didn't exist anymore. And so like during this semester, our main focus was to just like get people back like at athletic events and like always trying to be there and support our teams. So I think it's been pretty successful so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some big turnouts for some of the basketball games. I saw that you all even went to a wrestling match, which is really cool because there's usually not a student section at wrestling matches. So how did that wrestling match, like, how was the energy at night with Knights Nation at that wrestling match?
Oh, it was definitely pretty hype. Like, everybody was loud. Like, I personally had never been to a wrestling match, so I was like, well, let's do it. Like, that sounds like fun. So we went, and it was loud. It was rowdy. Like, I could tell that the wrestlers like were super excited for us to be there, and I think they performed better just because we were there hyping them up.
That's really cool. And are you all going to continue going to, I would say, non-traditional student section of like sporting events, if that question makes sense?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I know that a lot of people do really like basketball, and that's like, you know, where our focus is as a school, just because like, you know, we won the ASUN championship and
peep the shirt.
Yeah, peep the shirt. And but we really want to spread, like, you know, more, I guess, school spirit to, like, other sports as well that, like, people may not go to. Because I think it's really important, like, just for students to get out there and go. Because as Bellarmine being, like, a smaller school, like, you kind of miss, like, that big atmospheric games and going to all these different matches. So I think it's really important just for, like, you know, your college experience to get out there and just support, like, your peers.
Definitely, I agree. And I know that this year you all have done some tailgating for the football games. You've had some watch parties. You've got some tickets for the away U of L game. All of those were super cool. It's a really good opportunity for students to be more excited about spring events as well. Do you all have any more upcoming ideas that you want to implement in like the basketball season and baseball and softball season and all of those spring sports coming up?
Well, currently, we're going to start turning our focus to just, like, helping people get to the games, because we know that, like, Freedom Hall, it's not on campus, so it kind of, like, is a struggle for some students to get out there for, like, transportation things and, like, just out of, like, convenience. So we're going to kind of look for some aids into how to, like, get people there. But, like, talking spring sports, like, we're going to do some on-campus things that, like, highlight other sports, like track. And let's see, like some lacrosse things. Like, we're just gonna like try to bring all the sports in and like just hype them up and make sure that like they realize that they're also appreciated.
That's really good. I really like to see appreciation in all sports. So going into the new year when you're the president, I've seen some themes coming up. Would you get to pick those themes if you're the president? Is that how that goes?
Yes.
Or is it like a committee?
Yeah, so on our exec board, we kind of like come to like a group consensus on like what we're feeling for that game. I think for right now, we may just focus on like just making sure people like, you know, are there and like, you know, they're repping Bellarmine across their chest proudly, you know, because whenever we got to go to the U of L game, like I'm sure people are from Louisville and they like Louisville basketball, but like for them to come and cheer for Bellarmine and get to see Bellarmine actually win against maybe their favorite team was pretty fun. And so I think it's really big just for people just to be there.
Yeah, totally. And I've been wondering, the flatheads that you all have at games, just like like there's so many random ones. Name some of those for us, and where did those come from? Like, why did you pick a picture of Mike Wazowski?
Those were my decisions.
Oh.
I came up with those. And I don't know. I was just like trying to think of other fatheads that I've seen before and like memes that were really funny. I know Penny the Pineapple is like really big on campus right now, and I was like, I have to get one of Penny just for the students to enjoy. Like this the other school may not understand it, but like we do. And one of them is Patrick, where he's like from the movie and he has like his mouth wide open sitting there. That's literally my favorite one. I'll die on that hill. That was like my best idea ever. I don't know. I think it's distracting. If I was shooting a free throw and I saw it, I think I would miss because I just would be laughing. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought they were going to be funny and like the students were going to enjoy them. So.
And have they so far?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think so. I definitely do. Is there any other like traditions that you're like? We have the fat heads. Obviously, you all like come forward during the Freedom Hall games and like stand right behind like the railing as close as you can get. Do you have any traditions you're wanting to build or any ideas of like things that always happen at a Bellarmine basketball game? Like that's what Bellarmine fans do.
I'm not really sure because like while my time has been here, like I'm a junior right now, so whenever I've seen Knights Nation, it was during COVID, so it was small. And so if there are traditions, I personally don't know them, and that's even better, honestly. It's a clean slate. We can start over. This year, we kind of, like, implemented swords into, like, the exec board. We ordered these little toy swords, and we, like, bring them, and we, like, use them and wave them around and stuff. And I, like, have fenced Valor. There's a picture out there somewhere where I'm, like, literally fencing him, and it's so funny. So I don't know. We may try to implement that. I'm not sure. We got to talk about that for sure.
Just some ideas are going to come in for sure. So if you could tell anybody anything, like students coming to games, like what is one message that, as the upcoming president of Knights Nation, that you want them to know?
I think it's really important that students come out, one, to just support their peers, but then two, just to like, you know, absorb that college experience themselves. I know that like my personal core memory that I loved most was the ASUN championship game.
Yep.
Like just to be there, like watching the video, like the high video before the starting lineup, like still gives me chills to this day. Like I wish I could relive that day. And so I know that just like being there and being present and making sure that like you make the most out of your 4 years here at Bellarmine, you know, you can do that. However, I think it's important just like to go and support your peers at these games, because you don't want to look back on these times and be like, man, like I wish I had gone to that game, or, you know, like miss these opportunities.
I agree 100%. And so just to give them a little bit of information, free tickets for every Freedom Hall men's and women's basketball game, correct?
Yes.
And free parking with your student ID?
Yes, the ID does need to be like the 22-23 year. I learned that last game. So I don't want anybody to have to pay for parking and like that be a struggle. So like make sure that like if you don't have a 22-23 like updated ID, be sure to get that so that you can get free parking.
And do you know where they can get that done at?
Yeah, it's downstairs on level A at IT in the library. Yeah, it's free. So
cool.
Definitely do that.
That is some really good information. I'm glad you said that. I probably need to do that then too.
Yes.
So I'm glad that you said that actually. And then all home, like on-campus events are free as well with the student ID.
Yes.
Awesome, cool. I'm really hoping that people like come out for stuff. I mean, now that it's COVID-free, people can start coming to stuff and it can get back to the regular scheduled programming.
Yes, absolutely. And we also do have like newsletters now that we're sending out to students that have like been attending games, so that they can stay up to date and make sure that like, you know, if they want to go to a game or that they're available, that they know where it is, what time.
So anyone that has scanned their student ID at any athletic event will receive those, correct?
Yes.
Is there any way for somebody who hasn't to be on those emails?
I can probably like talk like with people in the SAC and like figure out a way to kind of like fix that moving forward for the next semester, because like if there was a way I could email everybody on campus, I'd do it, but I don't know if that's possible. So we'll have to kind of like find a good like middle spot.
Yep. Well, look out for those next semester. Hopefully that gets worked out. But Jess, thank you so much for doing this and for running Knights Nation. It's so fun to watch you all. I've had fun in the times that I've been in Knights Nation as well, when I can be, of course. And so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And thank you everybody for tuning in this semester. This is sadly my last story of the semester. I won't see you all again until January. But my email will be somewhere right here probably. If you have an interesting story or you know somebody who has an interesting story, email me so you can be featured on the show. We have a lot of fun. But everybody, good luck with finals. Hopefully we'll see you at the men's and women's game doubleheader this weekend. And I hope you all have a good Christmas break. Thank you.